All right. All right. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Bison, aka Bison Trades, over on Twitter. Welcome back to another episode of RareFUD Radio. On today's episode, we're just gonna be talking about the market. It's a lot. There's so many different landscapes to cover these days. It's not just Solana, it's not just Ethereum, it's not just a Cardano or wherever you're trading NFTs. We got Bitcoin now. We got Ordinals. We've been talking about that for like months now. So anybody who says we weren't early, we were. Then we can also talk about Pulse Chain. I really don't want to talk about Pulse Chain. I don't even want to touch it, but you know, Richard Hart go burr. So if you want some sort of degen returns there, you probably got like another week there and then just watch it die out. But I digress. There's just so much going on these days. So much. So getting into it with me today, as always, my brother in content, Mr. Door. Door, how we doing today, man?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Every day's a holiday. Back for another one. Happy to be here, dog.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm my head hurts. It's spinning, but in a good way today.
Yeah.
I guess it's good. Like there's so much going on in this market. So
Yes.
much of a lull market as this is. Like this is a bear market. Whether you believe it or not, this is still a bear market. We haven't really like gone gigabull yet, but there's a lot happening still. So we're just gonna jump right into it and got a whole lot to talk about. But before we do, let's jump into the market overview. Talk a little bit about what's going on in the Solana ecosystem. If you look over on the 24-hour volume over on TXO, that is TIEXO.com. Not a sponsor, just love their website for analytics. Head to that analytics tab. We are at 93,000 Solana volume. That's good. we're heading back towards 100K. It helps when you have a mint that just minted out for 55,000 Solana. But we'll talk about that in a second. Magic Eden sitting at 48%. Again, this project minted on Magic Eden, so I would imagine that there's some contribution factors. Yeah, absolutely. Tensor's sitting at 39%, so about 36.36 Solana volume or K Solana volume. Hades Swap. I want to guess where the volume
10 to 15%.
Yeah, it is at 11%, 10,000 Solana volume. Yeah, it just never stops.
Slow and steady.
Slow and steady. Elixir at 0.64%, sitting at about 600 Solana volume. Exchange Art doing a 402 Solana volume day. At some point, I think one-on-one art comes back. I think this is still a really good time to accumulate some cheap pieces, but I've also just been seeing a lot of disinterest from artists themselves. I don't blame them either. I mean, like, if this is your livelihood, it's not really like, unless you are a top tier artist, it's kind of hard to make a name for yourself when we only have 3,000, 3,200 Solana buyers right now. So it's tough. I totally get it, but I do think you make a name for yourself now, just like we're grinding through the bear. We got an announcement later in the show. Please stay tuned for that. But grinding during a bear, this is the best time to gain market share. So I would encourage artists to kind of keep that ball rolling and, still experiment with new things, try new things out and doing that thing. But Dort, how do we feel about the market right now?
Man, there's like a lot going on and then nothing at all. I know that's such a weird thing to say, but it's just like you have a lot going on outside of trading volume, but then trading volume's kind of meh for the most part. I mean, yeah, we had Asset Dash today, so that kind of pumped the numbers, but other than that, on a daily basis, things aren't moving like that. At least on Solana and even other ecosystems, it's not popping off too much. So that's how it's like. I feel like the market's people are around, people are being engaged, but at the same time, floor price isn't going up as I wanted to. So I'm kind of involved in that at the same time.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, that's also a byproduct of working on Heist and trying to get back into the groove of real estate and all the different hats I wear in this crazy world. But it usually I have a pretty good finger on the pulse of the market, and lately I just feel like I don't right now. Yeah. It's a weird market. Like you said, there's so much going on and nothing at the same time. Like it's just like it's few and far between on the moves that actually move your portfolio like massively. Like it, we just saw this PSYOP crazy, it just rugged, it looked like, and we're like, yep, you guys just gave away so much money. And then all of a sudden it pumped, what was it, yesterday morning, I think. And like I was never going to catch that. I was never going to be involved with that.
No, not at all.
I was looking at, I'm done with meme coins. Ordinals is interesting to me, but with how easy it's gotten to inscribe over there, we're just seeing a massive shit wave of projects. And I think it's these low supply projects or really hype projects. And that's few and far between. Anything over like 1,000 is supply. Just right now doesn't make sense to me. The ones that do make sense are like the Bitcoin Bandits, the OMBs, the what's another one? Oh, Nakamoto whales actually is a big one for me. Like I cannot believe I faded them. I had a mint and everything like that. Was not able to mint.
Yeah,
I do, bro. I did not have Bitcoin in my wallet. I was like, I'm not messing with ordinals. Like I'm not jumping on this train. And they kind of look sick, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Nakamoto whales look sick.
They look good, man.
Yeah,
and it's so interesting, and so I'm sure you guys know, I've been trying to get myself into ordinals. Like as Bison said, right now the infrastructure is being developed, which is good and bad. Meaning it becomes easier to inscribe, but it's bad because it becomes easier to inscribe. So it's kind of like that early on cycle where you see this wave of everything just mints and it pumps. So I think we're getting past the mint and pump wave, and really, we're going to start seeing some good, solid projects come out. Fortunately, OMB, yes, I do own one, but I've had my eyes on that for a while now. And I've been talking about OMB on RareFUD for a minute, since we've been talking about ordinals. So besides that, I haven't seen any other Bitcoin bandits, as Bison said. But there's not a lot of quality stuff out there. But I think we're getting that point where we see that market pull back. Projects are going to die out, and then more solid projects are on the rise. And I'm just trying to be involved in the ecosystem to catch those, because once those come out and getting access to those, then we're really probably going to see a lot of good movement over there. But other than on the Ordinal side, on the BRC20 side, just waiting for OXBT, which is Big God's coin. I think that'll cook whenever it drops. But yeah, man, I'm just keeping my eyes out on the Ordinals and trying to get more ingrained over there so I can rotate that liquidity back to Solana, because while the market's steady here and not much is going on, there's still opportunity to be made. And as Bison said, I'm just not the type of meme coin guy. Like, for me, chasing meme coins and meme mints is kind of just like gambling. You could hit one and it could 1,000x, and then you think that's going to be able to repeat the same time. Nah, it's not going to be like that, dog. Just as quickly as that money came, it can leave too. So I'm very cautious. I rather take steady gains over time instead of trying to just gamble with meme coins and meme mints and things like that.
Yeah, I'm right there. Look, I think when we said this for you, we have literal transcripts of us saying, I think Ordinals is actually going to be here to stay. It will be. BRC 20s, I'm starting to have like a little existential crisis with, because I'm like, yes, I think they will mint and print on some of them. No, I don't think they have any value. No. Like I really don't think they have any value. But meme coins in general don't. Like, it's just a game of hot potato. Like, it's a glorified game of hot potato. I don't know. I personally would rather get into coins with sound fundamentals. You know, whether that is, I know it sounds crazy, but Bonk, I'm like, Bonk just has a really good team. We could talk about their vesting schedule as kind of being like, but it also keeps people incentivized to keep doing stuff for them. More so, I'm more interested in like Rollbit, and Nana. Obviously, of course, I got to show.
Dude, we will talk about Nana, man.
I will let you talk about Nana all day long, my friend. But Forge is another one that I think. We can talk about Migos, and I just think I would much rather, like you said, I'd rather do slow and steady, have my edge, not try to gamble right now, and just like I will preserve more of my money than I will gamble to lose it right now. And I think that's like, I'm just taking that approach of I'm going to stick with what I'm good at, and I'm going to stick with the chain that I think has the best future, and that's Solana.
I completely agree, but it's so difficult to do that. Even for me, it's like I didn't dabble in meme coin season, but at the same time, it's like I can't lie to you and say I wasn't feeling FOMO, because it's real, man. When you see people printing like that, it's like, man, wow, I want to get in on that, but I don't. It's like I take everything in my power to like intentionally not do those type of things because they're so risky. I rather invest a $5K into a project that I know is going to 2x than to try to 10x my money overnight. It's just the risk reward is just not there to me. Slowly 10x's constantly getting 2x's over time is going to net me the same profit as if I was trying to gamble with meme coins or something, because the risk is a lot higher that you lose money because you don't know when it's going to, if it rug pulls, you don't know how high it's going to go. It's too much stress, too much time investment for me. I personally am not that type of trader. I get stressed out looking at charts. I get stressed out on short-term trades. So I just do my best to stay away from things like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out real quick to like, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of his stuff on Twitter and stuff, but Kook Capital actually just dropped a video that was talking about like, we've gotten to the point basically where we're done rugging on our own chain. Now we're chain hopping to grab more liquidity or incentivize liquidity that's sidelined to be like, hey, this is the next best thing. And I think I could not agree more right now is like, I caught myself doing it. Like you said, I catch myself with shiny toy object syndrome, and I'm like, ooh, next shiny thing. I'm like, ooh, piece of candy. And I keep going for it, and I get trapped, and I'm sitting here like, what? Why? Like I'm still making like 10, 20% gains on some of these trades on Solana, or they have an exponential, ceiling as far as that goes. Why not just stick there and wait it out? And like, it's going to, where it's going to go. It has a high probability. I'd rather just take those shots right now. So
agree, dog. Stick with the devil that you know, man.
yeah. And that's SOL for me. But I do think there's validity. Ordinals, I will say, just feels like it is a great incubation place for
Yes.
luxury digital collectibles. Like
Mhm.
I think that is going to be the name of the game. I think there's going to be some ordinals
Yep.
that absolutely print.
Yep. I agree.
BTC gods go, 1.1 Bitcoin is the floor on those. We've seen Ordinal Maxi Biz go 0.6 plus. I think they're going to a Bitcoin or above.
Yeah.
I think Bitcoin Bandits. I
Yep.
think they're a fun IP, and they, it was one of the first collections. I think they'll do really well, but it's
Yes.
few and far between. I think the ones that will do well in the long term are the ones that are building luxury brands. But I have an existential crisis because I see some projects that are going over from Solana over to Ordinals, and I'm sitting here like, were you really in it to actually make a product? Because you're not making products over on Ordinals. You're not making products over on Ordinals. And so if you're not making products over on Ordinals, then or if you weren't making products on Solana, if that wasn't your big calling, then why are you going over to Ordinals? It's clear that you're just trying to jump in for money.
So it's so interesting to me because there's this weird trend where people perceive projects moving from Solana to Ordinals as bullish. I don't understand it, but I notice it's there. Most projects that move from Solana to Ordinals usually do better. I think one of the only, like we saw that with Nakamoto Wells, I think their floor price is higher than the one on Sol. And also I think there's good volume on Nakamoto Wells too. I hate to say this, but I'm surprised, and good for the holders and individuals who got in. We see this with D gods. Bitcoin D gods, I think, are higher than actual D gods. What else is out there? The only one I don't think that this worked with was Solana Monkey Business, and that because there was a whole bunch of like that wasn't even a Monkey DAO collection. There was so much drama going on, nobody understood. But if Monkey DAO did like actually acknowledge and promote these things, they would probably do well as also. So yeah, I don't know why it's bullish, but a lot of people are doing it and it seems good. So like ABC talking about going over to Bitcoin, I wouldn't be surprised if it pumps leading into it and then pumps once it gets over to Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's so strange, dude. I mean, when you're already immutable over on Solana, it is clear if you go over to Ordinals, that is to be immutable, and you're just going for cash grabs.
Yes.
Sorry, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Okay, I want to get into the Soul Sniper 50 heat map chart. Let's talk a little bit about what's.
Can you share this thing? Because I don't even think I've seen this, dog.
Bro, I will share the screen, and we are going to go over this because this is one of my favorite tools that Soul Sniper has. One of the many tools that I use on a regular basis. How you get to it is go to soulsniper.xyz. Over in this top right-hand corner, you go to Tools, Market Overview, and it'll take you to this. This is a wonderful page. I like looking at it for just high time frame, high overlook, what's happening in the market. Obviously, Solana TPS is absolutely cranking right now. We're still in this. We're above 3,000 buyers. That's great. Again, we just had a mint, so I'm sure that helps any sideline liquidity or anything like that. But we can go into like the Sniper 50 market cap per volume. This is actually a really interesting chart I look at a lot. I actually think we bottomed out here about 10 days ago. And then we can start seeing some of these blue chips move. And holy volume. What is that? What was April 22nd? That was Mad Lads. That was Mad Lads. Yeah. That's exactly what that was. Plus Heist. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, this is just a really helpful, just high level overview of what's going on in the market. I love this heat map because I just get a quick at a glance what's happening in the top 50 projects and who's the biggest gainer. So if we're looking at them, Sharkify had a massive move.
Sharkify's in massive dog.
They ran almost to 30 SOL this morning. That was crazy. I think they doubled the rewards for this week, and I think that was kind of what led into a pump and everything like that. But yeah, that was crazy, dude. That was crazy. So we got that. We have looking over the heat map. Obviously, Heist is up there. Love that. Portals is another one that pumped. I do not know what happened with Portals. I think they're releasing their downtown. That was like a big and you had people like Hugh, who's a Portals maxi, was just absolutely sweeping them. Which I think is great. I think is cool. I will be a late adopter of the metaverse from now on. Like I don't see myself spending time in there.
Nope.
Until, if it becomes here's my thought process of what the metaverse should look like. I think it should be a place that you could spend downtown, Sims like version, whatever, that's fine. I think it should be more focused on like a Twitter alternative though. Twitter has its holes right now. Now, where does every other NFT degen spend most of their time? Twitter. If you can literally become Solana's version of Twitter, or even Web3's version of Twitter, a little bit more Web3 friendly. You can have, your spaces live in the audience or whatever, and you can use my mic from my freaking computer. Please win, Elon, win.
I know.
But like if that happens, I can see metaverses becoming somewhat relevant, but I still don't get the value proposition as a holder. Like I don't know if I do just yet. I don't think we have enough attention on the space. No. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But congrats on the pump for anybody who was holding. I told Joe a while ago, I was like, look, if we see OG's pump, I can see Portals going on a nice little run. And he was like, nah, I think that project's just dead, bro. And I called it at 16. So go
that's
me.
2x.
I get to dunk on Joe. Woo! I won't let that go. I will rub that in his face for the next month because it happens few and far between. But yeah, I mean, this is a really useful tool for me. Turtles pumped. Turtles just one of those projects I won't ever understand. And then Blocksmith. Let's talk about Blocksmith for a little bit. We do have Migos coming in. Migos is running kind of like this little, kind of like the dust pool when Youth was releasing out, where projects can allocate a portion of Forge. And I think this is a really smart idea. I don't know why more projects haven't done this for their second collection. Because you're burning your token. Like if you have a token attached to your project, why not burn it and have other collections vying for these whitelist spots for whitelist allocation? I think Migos will do really well. Obviously, the market does too. They pumped up to 62 from 46 where I bought. Heyo. And we also have a nice pump in Forge. If I look at Forge right now, it was sitting at 6 cents. It's now at 15 cents. 15 cents. That's a nice 2.5x right there. So, like, if you got in on Forge, and actually it was
we've been talking about Forge for like weeks now.
Yeah, it was Joe. Joe was the first one to bring it up. Yeah. I brought up Blocksmith before him, but this was a really good call. And now we're looking at a 2.5x return from its 6 cent lows. So I will take those kind of dubs all day. And that was beautiful. And that's what I'm saying is like there's gains to be had over here still. Yeah. Like there's still gains to be had over here still. So I don't know, Dor, what are you kind of looking at right now when it comes to the market? What are you playing with? Yeah,
man, I think Blocksmith or Smiths or whatever was like one of the clearest plays that we talked about for a couple weeks now. And like you said, we talked about them when they were low, high 40, 45, 50-ish range.
46.
And yeah, 46. And then we also mentioned Forge is with Migos coming up is just one of those trends that hits every time. Established collection, doing well, come out with said like second collection, primary collection pumps, things in the ecosystem pump. It was a no-brainer. So to see that, doing well is not a surprise. I do also like the burn mechanic for Forge because it presents a higher upside potential for the token itself. And anytime a token has a burn mechanic, it always intrigues me because a lot of these meme tokens have either a super high supply or no deflationary mechanic. So if a token comes out with a deflationary mechanic like Nana, it gets me really intrigued. I will get on my Nana rant in a second, but right now we're talking about Blocksmith. So I also think it's always cool to see the engagement on the leaderboard about who's inputting more Forge in. I've got Cyber Samurai up there, so if any Cyber Samurai holders out there want to, try to get us some more whitelists, look, don't be shy. Throw some Forge in it. I know I threw some Forge in it. Shake will also do so. But yeah, man, it's fun to see how many holders as well put into the pool. So like there's one project with one holder who put like 5 or 3,000 Forge in. I'm like, oh man, that's well and really supportive of the project.
Yeah, I think it's fun too because then you get to see like, oh man, this goat just put in 3,000 Forge. Like and they're like, oh yeah, I just had it laying around because I've been holding Blocksmith for ages, and sure, I'll contribute to Cyber Samurai because I believe in you guys and I want you guys to have whitelist spots, which
Thanks,
just goes to show. Cyber Samurai's goated, but yeah, I don't know. I got a question for you, Dor. do you think projects with tokens are Ponzi's?
No, not necessarily. No, because it's depending on what you're using the token for. If you're saying that, oh, this token's going to make you money and it doesn't, if you're promoting it that way, then yes. But if the token's used within the ecosystem, and regardless if you have a liquidity pool or not, people will find a way to trade this token to put the dollar value on it. So as long as people are getting the token without any expectation of return to use within the ecosystem, I don't think it's a Ponzi. The only reason people interpret it as a Ponzi is because they're seeking to gain a dollar value from it.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Glad we're on the same page. I just want to clarify that because I've been seeing some, like, everything with an SPL token is a Ponzi.
No,
And
that's
I think we need to go on a history lesson. I went on one last episode, so if you guys missed that, like I clearly
you're getting a free token that you use within the ecosystem because it happens to have a dollar value attached to it because of external market conditions or the market deciding, hey, this should have a dollar value attached. I don't think that's the project's fault. I think you're getting this free token you use within the ecosystem.
And that's exactly what it is. So basically you're just like quantifying rewards points, right? And because it's Web3, you have ownership of your assets. Like, again, this is the coolest part about Web3 is ownership of assets. We are literally changing the game on how you can own your assets, provenance. You can see a record of who's owned what, and like that's cool as shit, right? And the fact that somebody assigns a dollar value to it because they're like, hey, I want to get in on these raffles, or hey, I want to use a token in game, for instance, like Nana. But somebody was like, hey, with Forge, I want to oh my goodness, now I want to talk about this chat you just sent me. My name is Dorian as well. Holy cow. Why is nobody in chat saying anything?
Nobody, look, dog. Hello? We've been streaming for almost 30 minutes and that one person was like, Bison's down Dorian.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and edit that real quick. Guys, this is only because Dor took over for hosting last show, which I'm going to make him do from now on because that was awesome. I love when somebody else is the host. But yeah, that was double Door. But yeah, I just think the whole narrative of if you have an SPL token, you're a Ponzi. I was just laughing at that. I'm like, bro, are we just showing how much, like how little we know about definitions like that? Like that is not a Ponzi. That is just monetization of or quantification of rewards. Like that's literally what it is. And however you use that in your ecosystem, as long as it has a use case, then we're good. So yeah, let's move into other things. I think Migos will slap. I think there's a number of projects coming on the horizon that I think will bring back some more vibes. Again, we just had this last mint season. We're now stagnant for a month or two in Solana. And then we're going into another mint season. And I think it will be Bodagos, Migos, the Cyber Samurai project, which have we named that publicly yet?
No, we have not named it publicly yet.
Okay, I know what the name is.
But
you don't.
Yes.
But
that's coming likely next mint season, whenever that is. But we got a lot of things prepping on Cyber Samurai, and we're just waiting for the right market conditions to launch some stuff in.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's kind of where we're heading in Solana. It's like we have shiny toy syndrome right now, especially in a bear market where we just had this massive season of amazing mints, between Bastards, Oogie, just Heist, Mad Lads, there Wolf Capital, and then we'll have another wave of projects between Sandbar's, another one I forgot, Bodagos, a Cyber Samurai project, Migos, and a handful of others. So I think we'll continue this cycle until we go into massive bull, and then we'll just see mint and print season, DGen mints galore, people farming royalties, all that good stuff. It's gonna be, I think it'll be fun, but that's how it looks for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, man.
Anything else you're looking at right now, Dor?
Yeah, dude. Once again, while things are not moving on the Solana side, there are plays out there to be had. Blocksmith and Forge are clearly one of them we've been talking about for weeks. Other projects, I'm going to shield Cyber Samurai, of course. I don't do it every episode, so when I do, it's important. We got a lot of things coming. So anything within our ecosystem, we got a video that came out, shows that displays, you get 6 sush, that's a free mint for whatever is coming next, and 1 Cyber Samurai is a whitelist. So we got things coming in the future that I'm super excited about. But as of right now, I honestly, and of course, I can't have an episode of RareFUD without shilling the heist, man. I don't see any play on Solana right now that'll net you more returns than not financial advice, of course, than the heist, man. I've been absolutely printing with a heist since day one, dog. I don't give a crap about the exploit. This exploit was just a little bump in the road, man. So far, 20% of the total supply has been burnt. 20%. That is absolutely nuts, especially with the amount of mechanics that are out yet. This game isn't even in its final form, and 20% of the supply is already burnt. That is absolutely insane, in my opinion, man. Like, I'm telling you, I don't want to put numbers out there like that, but I'm pulling in around like at least a little over $150 a day, maybe, with the heist, man. My boy's just been cooking in Federal Reserve recently, dog. I know that Nana does not. It's like you can use this. It's a free ecosystem token, and the market just happened to put a dollar value on this. The team's not telling you you're going to make money from this game. And for me, I haven't sold off any Nana. I've just been stacking Nana for two primary reasons. Nana is deflationary as hell, dude. I haven't seen a deflationary token like this in a long time. And once this season is over, the team's already stated that something's coming for season 2. Like, yo, those are two catalysts that are just no-brainers in my opinion. But this market always looks at the new shiny thing and wants to go to that instead of just focusing on the thing that's going to make them more, provide them more value by just waiting a little bit. And also the thing that I love about the heist, you gain value not only through Nana, but also through holding the NFT itself. I was on a space the other day. This guy's like, I just don't see people buying an NFT for 30 SOL in the hopes of making profit. Dog, do you not remember Steppin'? Do you not remember Wolf Game? Do you not remember DeFi Kingdoms? Like, what are you talking about? 30 SOL is nothing compared to what people will pay if they're actually printing on this thing. So, dude, I'm just so bullish, and besides the financial reasons, which I personally have already made my cost basis back from high, so I'm just playing it for fun. I just enjoy the game, just going in there, checking out the Federal Reserve, like, oh my gosh, what'd I get? Hopefully I didn't get wrecked. Seeing what everybody else is doing on the timeline is just fun. And right now in this market, it needs some fun, and I think the heist is doing that.
Yeah, thanks for the show. I appreciate it, Dor. Yeah, it's funny because, you know, I think, and I'm happy the community's doing it because I know what their actions are outside of just what they show on Twitter. But, you know, a lot of people tweet out like, hey, I made, 6 SOL of Nana today. And I'm sitting there like, you know what? I will embrace it because if that's what gets people to say, wonder what this project's about. And then they come in and they're like, wow, I'm actually having fun playing this. Then that's what it's all about. I also know that those people that are showing like how much they made a day are also spending that money or spending that Nana in game for cosmetics, for stats, for recruitment or anything like that. So I'm like, you know what? You didn't make 6 SOL a day. You made 6 SOL worth of Nana, but you're spending it in game. And that's all I want is I just want you using it in game to have more fun, whether it is to, hit a double roll with luck, whether it is to hit the better yield so you get a better yield multiplier, whether it is to increase your stealth so you don't get wrecked as often or arrested or anything like that. Like I got wrecked the other day and now I totally feel Joe's pain.
It wasn't even Gary, dog.
I know. Well, Gary's going back to Federal Reserve, but I only have like 8 chimps over in Fed now, and then the rest are in downtown. So probably just going to go. I'm going to keep up with that strategy, I think. But yeah, basically it's the 8 I don't care about. Like they don't really have a whole lot of, I do have one with good cosmetics on it, but other than that, the rest are just in downtown. And I'm just going to keep doing that. And I think that's where it's going. I'm also very excited. I don't know if you saw Twitter, but we did announce Goon Juice.
Yeah, I did. What is Goon Juice, man?
I'm not going to give the alpha. I want to make sure that I don't want to give it too soon because we're still running through some quality control testing. Obviously, especially after the exploit, we want to make sure that everything is running smoothly. And the last thing we want to do to our holders is rush something out and then there's like some other exploit or some shit like that, right? Like we cannot take that again. I mean, like we can absorb it, but we'll be setting ourselves 10 steps back and have to do it all over again. And that's just like really debilitating for us as a team and everybody as a holder. So we are doing some testing, but Goon Juice is going to be the one cosmetic. This is the only thing I'll leak. The one cosmetic that will be super rare, super duper rare, that will actually have in-game bonuses. and everybody will have a chance to win it. And I'll just leave it at that. Everybody has a chance to win it, but very few will. So we'll leave it at that. It's just another fun mechanic, it's just another fun thing to do that we're giving to holders, and then something you'll be able to do with your Nana. Yeah, I'm excited. And then we'll release Right Bargains too, which I'm actually very excited for, because with all the recruitment we've done lately, I don't think people get this dynamic. There's more chimps in the game. So therefore, if a location has a set amount of Nana per location that's emitted every day, and there's more chimps to divide that, so the denominator is bigger, you're getting less Nana per day. When we have another location, it'll help ease that, so you feel like you're earning a little bit more again, but it'll give a lot more people some more direction and choices to make within the game. So I'm super excited for Right Bargains, but that's not coming out for, I'll say, the next 2 weeks. I think we should be fine, but I'll just say the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I do want to go back to one of your points that you made earlier, B, is that people who are playing the game and getting Nana, while people have made X amount of dollars, like as I said earlier, like, oh, I made close to like 150, maybe $200 a day playing this on certain days better than others. I'm not selling any of that. Most people are taking that liquidity and reinvesting it back into the game through cosmetics.
I've dropped so much Nana in this game so far, dude.
Yeah, same, dude.
I've dropped about 700K Nana into the game. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I told you, I put out a tweet the other day. I bought 8 chimps and then I upgraded it all. And I think, I don't know what, I did some other stuff too. I'm like, total, it cost me like, oh yeah, then Stealth came out, then upgraded all my chimps. I burned like 44 soul worth of Nana, and don't feel any regret about it.
No, it's just, that's a good game. The more inflationary sinks or inflationary measures we have, like stat increases and everything, we just have to counterbalance them with sinks, right? That's what will make a good Web3 game, like a good tokenomics model and everything. Yep. So we are very cognizant of that, and that's what we want to do moving forward. But,
dude, I swear, man, I can't speak more highly of the heist. And after that statement too, I was on a space yesterday, and I was saying they were talking about bridging the gap of Web3 gaming. And one thing I told that I love about the heist is that it's not seeking to bridge a gap. It's created for people in Web3, and it knows exactly what it is. And it's a great game because of that. I don't need to bridge the gap. I love playing. This is probably my favorite, this is my favorite Web3 game, just because it knows its audience, and I'm having a blast with it. The cosmetics, the contracts, the risk factors involved with it is just so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. Honestly, I'm just enjoying the game a lot from a player standpoint. And I'm excited for what we got cooked up in the future. And there's a lot of different routes we can take. So moving on, enough of a high spotlight. Let's talk some more alpha. Dor, what else you got right now? I mean, like I'll just give a few Sol projects, and then we can move on to other ecosystems. But Mad Lads pumped up from the high 40s, low 50s, which was about as clear as day of a buy signal. I just didn't want to spend the liquidity, but I'm glad they pumped up. I'm not fading Mad Lads anymore. I for some reason I just get this, like we always say, oh, next D gods or anything. We mean that in a price action sense. And I think Armani and Tristan and the rest of the backpack team have a really good product, have a really good eye for doing more attention gathering stuff. And I think the art is good enough. I see a lot of people switching their PFPs to Mad Lads. And I think it makes a really good PFP, honestly. So I can see this one being a very big staple within this ecosystem, especially if we go into another bull run. So I will say that. SMB. I want SMB again. I want an SMB again. I don't know why. Something's just been calling to me lately. I need to get back into SMB. I got to figure out how I'm going to get the liquidity for it, because all my liquidity goes back into the heist, and I don't know why I do this to myself, but I want an SMB again. And I already have Klanos. I still think Klanos right here. These low 50s are almost always just, like, historically speaking, a really good time to buy. So I might jump into a couple more, but I honestly don't think right now Klanos is the best pickup. I think other things within the Klano ecosystem is going to be a better trade than picking up a actual Klano right now. Yeah, I mean, if you want that alpha, I would say clay makers and clay are probably the best way to go. They keep teasing like these mix and match little teasers and stuff with the clay. So I think you're right. And this is one of my favorite things about the Klano ecosystem is there's a lot of different routes you can take. If you want to go in the low cost area, I may pick up some more clay makers. I already have a lot more than I need right now, but if they're deflationary and you're going to need them, then I'm going to go with that. And that's just like a long-term good bet. So that I did pick up a Cyber Frog. They did retrace as much as I wanted them to. So I did pick up Cyber Frog. I'm going to play around with the ecosystem a little bit more. I just have it staked for Kira right now. And I think that's about as much as I'm looking for on the soul side of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Those are good, man. Like right now, Mad Lads, I'm probably going to pick up like a Mad Lad or two after a couple more trades just to let those sit. I don't think it's bad to. I just don't want to tie up liquidity in Mad Lads right now. I'm still bullish on it long term, but I want to have more active trades that I'm engaged in. And then once those are done, I think I'll have some liquidity where I'm like, okay, just buy a couple Mad Lads, let those cook. But yeah, I can definitely see those easily breaking 100 one day, man, if not going a lot higher. I just feel like it's one of those projects that are programmed to send. SMB, I had my SMB for a long time now. I feel like it's been forever. I picked mine up when it was like when Sol was $10 to $12. So I got mine on a nice hefty discount. But I don't like the sky's the ceiling for SMB. With Gen 3 coming along, I think it'll expand the community while also keeping value for Gen 2s, which I'm still excited for. The Gen 3 monkeys look so good so far, man. I can't wait. I'm going to try to max mint as many as possible. I will not be changing my Gen 2 profile pic for multiple reasons. A, it's too clean. B, Twitter Blue's a pain in the butt. And 3, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a Gen 3 monkey that can beat my Gen 2. It is nice, but I do want to grab some Gen 2 monkeys to trade and to hold. As a holder, we get one per monkey. So I'd be able to get one so if you're looking to pick up a Gen 1 now, like the whitelist price is 10 Sol, but I could see these breaking at least 20 to 30, and that's me being conservative. So just think of that as a small discount on whatever premium you're paying for the Gen 2 if you're buying at these price points. But also, in my opinion, Gen 2 is kind of paid through itself through the access of community that you get, the network that you gain access to, and the amount of pre-sales and whitelists. Jesus Christ, dude. If you're a trader, like, I can't recommend any other place to be. Like, you will have a chance to get a whitelist or a pre-sale to any hype project that happens on Solana and other chains as well. We got BitGots, OXBT's a coin that's coming out. There was pre-sales for that, Bodagos, or not pre-sales, whitelist raffles. There's stuff for Sui all the time. So yeah, if you're just engaged in the minimal sense in there, you'll be able to get accrue value from just being by a holder, and that's not even counting in-person events and different monkey meetups, which is one of the things that I love the most. Whenever you go to a new city, there's different city chats that you can go into, and usually, like especially capital cities, 9 times out of 10, a monkey is located there, and then you can have monkey meetups, and that's how I met a lot of my friends here in Mexico City is by just going to monkey meetups. Go figure, right? But yeah, I think SMB is great. Klanos. Holding a Klano, I don't think is a bad idea, but also if you're looking for upsize return, just anything other than the Klano itself, pizza, croissants, I don't know, clay makers. Those, once announcement comes out for a utilization of those, we'll start seeing those move. I talked about enough about the heist, so I'm not going to mention that again. But yeah, I think that's all my alpha for Solana.
Yeah, so with Klanos, I should note I'm waiting for those Saga collection Klanos to come out. Like they're expanding. It's not going to be in the Klanos collection itself, right? But it is going to be 2,000 additional Klanos. I think people are going to value those more.
Yes.
I think people might end up flipping their Klanos for those.
Yes.
When they dip, that's when I would buy Klanos, and I think that would be the play. But otherwise, yes, I believe in the assets of the Klano ecosystem, and I'll probably go with those. I already have 4 Klanos. They're paid for. I don't really care. So I'll just hold on to those Klanos, but I'll look to add on a dip. But let's wrap it up with some Ordinal. I know everybody's asking about beetles. What the hell are beetles, Door?
Yeah, so in OMB, ZK gave us the early alpha on these things called beetles, man. It's a hardcore Chinese community not Chinese, I don't want to say that, but I guess Chinese speaking. I don't know if they're located in Hong Kong, Taiwan, whatever. But they're hardcore community on ETH. Proof of work ETH. So these guys have been around. They've been hosting a ton of spaces, and they're going to be bridging over to Ordinals. ZK dropped alpha on this when they were 300 wrapped ETH. One wrapped ETH is about $2, so it was about $600 at the time. I'm like, man, I'm not touching these things. I'm not getting into this, whatever. ZK's like, this is a solid community. He gave an entire write-up on it, and not fading ZK is just like, sometimes you just don't get into everything. All of a sudden, all the OMB holders start aping into this thing. And I'm like, guess what? Your boy caught FOMO. I'm like, screw it. So I wind up buying my Beetle for, I think, 520 ETH, so proof of work ETH, which was about $1,000 or 55 SOL. These things continue to run, sitting about $1,000 right now, and I think like 969 ETH, not ETH, but proof of work ETH. So they cost about $2,000, and the burn is happening to bridge them over to Ordinals now. So, thank you, 985 ETH work, proof of work ETH or whatever, ETH. So I don't know if this is a good play, but as I discussed with the trend with Bison, projects tend to pump when they move to Ordinals for some reason. I don't know why it happens. So based on the limited sample size of what's going on in Ordinals, I'm like, oh man, I'll throw $1,000 at it, see if it works. I didn't trade it. I could have traded for a 2x. I didn't. I'm just going to bridge it over and watch what happens there. I think they'll continue to pump. I don't think ZK would have put out this information if he didn't believe in it. OMB holders are like, man, this is a strong group of people. Like, right now, the floor on OMB is 0.6, and people are like, oh, I don't value that. Well, you know what? Doesn't matter because the holders do. So they're not listing below that. You might get a paper hands in there. I don't know, though. These guys are die hard. When I say it's kind of like that Frank sentiment in the Discord, love it or hate it, that's what's going on there, man. So I just think there's not a lot of potential in OMB, but also in Beetles potentially. I got at a lower cost basis in now, so I don't know if it's the best move to pick it up. Right now, it's definitely riskier. So I don't want to be like, oh yeah, go ahead and pick up a Beetle and then burn it. But I don't know. It could be a good play. It couldn't be. I don't know. I'm going to see how it turns out, though. Yeah, dude, you had to buy this thing called... Oh my gosh, I never even heard, like, I know some people were sticking to ETH proof of work or whatnot, but like getting liquidity over there, then having to do the wallet, then buy this thing, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, dog, but these things are pumping, so I'm good.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the comments, but isn't WETH like WETH? Isn't that wrapped ETH?
No, it's ETH, dog.
Oh, it's ETH. Oh,
yeah, not wrapped ETH. It's ETH.
Shows how much I've been in the Ethereum ecosystem lately. Yeah. I just look, like I said, I don't think Ethereum's that great for building on. Maybe some L2s in the future. Arbitrum seems like a really good one for DeFi, but outside of that, I still think it's Solana. Yeah, I'm just not paying attention at all to the ETH side of things, and I think that Bitcoin Ordinals will eat their lunch money and take it and spit it out and spin it in their
dog. Can you drop this link in the chat for people, because people are asking where to get it from? It's from YayC.
Okay, we're gonna drop this guy. We are so about to get banned on YouTube,
dude. This is like some super degen stuff. like I said, this and this is how you bridge liquidity over. Yeah, man, it's like I said, it was a play. It's working out. I don't know the long-term viability of this thing. I guess I'm in the Wild West over on Ordinals, dog. I don't know what's going on.
Just here to make money. That's right.
I am, man.
Look, if you make money and take it back to Sol, that's a dub in my book. So
of course, I got to bring it home, man.
Thank you for doing the Lord's work. Okay, cool. Dor, is there anything else we want to talk about? I'm trying to think of.
Oh, Asset Dash.
Yeah, let's talk about Asset Dash. Yes. The play is just, if you see FUD on the timeline, mint it. Honestly, like
all the time.
This is another example of people absolutely FUDing Asset Dash, which one has a great product. I mean, like if you used Asset Dash, I know a lot of people do. I don't personally. I have my own stuff to manage my portfolio and whatnot, but I know a lot of people use Asset Dash and love it too. If you use Asset Dash, everybody loves it. But so if they want to go for a mill raise and it's crowdfunded, because that's basically what NFT raises are, and they're providing some value back to holders, why are we funding it? Bro, look, if this is what getting us across the finish line as far as getting eyes back on the ecosystem, we got, hundreds more buyers on Solana now, and our volume's about to crack, 100K over the past 24 hours. I'm happy. Look, they'll put it back in the ecosystem some way, shape, or form. We're now at 97K Solana volume, so like it's about to crack 100K again, and I think they have a good value prop. So again, you want the alpha. It's a good team. There was FUD on the timeline. It does have a product already. That's a mint. That's a mint. If you got a mint, you go ahead and mint it. Like that was free money. You're making, about $50 or so if you minted it. Congrats. I know some people sold it at like 13 SOL, which is a nice chunk of change. I mean, it's a couple $100 per. Go do your thing, boo boo. Like nobody's stopping you. The market's gonna decide whether it's valuable or not. You get to watch that. So,
dude, one thing I definitely learned, like you said, if there's FUD on the timeline of project, it's going to pump. Like it's going to mint out and it's going to pump. And we were talking about, this project raised 1.2 mil or something like that. And the thing is, with people minting, nobody ever cares about how much a project is raising. All they care about is, can I make multiples from the mint price? And if the answer to that is yes, then it's likely to mint out. If its answer is no, then it's not going to mint. That's why degen mints always mint out. This is why projects that constantly rug always mint out, because nobody cares how much the individual's raising. It's only about themselves. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying that's how it is.
Yep, 100%. So, look, congrats to the Asset Dash team. That was a hell of a raise. I mean, it's 55,000 Solana, which is 1.1 mil, thereabout. That's a fat stack. Hopefully they use it right. Hopefully they use it to build out their ecosystem, do cool things with it.
What happened to that one? It was this one project that was trying to like do fractionalized NFTs, not ovals. It was some other one we were talking about on the show a while back, and their platform came out. They had boxes or something.
Was it RareFUD? Was it?
No, not RareFUD. It was, damn it. Hold on, I gotta find this thing because their project was trash, and then just like they tanked. What was it? Boxes. I can't even remember this thing. Oh no. Oh, forget about it. It was like we were talking about trading it. It was like Joe purchased several of them. Anyway, we talk about so many projects. I'm sorry, guys. I literally forgot about this project.
Okay. I did too, apparently. So, all right. Well, I think that's about our cue to wrap the show up. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of RareFUD Radio. For everybody who's stuck in, first off, we appreciate you guys. Just a heads up, we have 3 more shows left before we go on a 2-week hiatus. I don't want that to come across like as a surprise to everybody. We are just tired. We've been doing the show almost a year now. We are tired and we want a little break. So I think we have collectively said we are going to take a 2-week hiatus. Then we'll come back around June. Is it 22nd? I believe.
I think so.
It'll be basically our last show before this hiatus. It's going to be June 1st. Selling may walk away. Am I right? That kind of thing. We will be back though on June 20th. June 20th is going to be our first show back. So if you are looking for us, we will still be active on Twitter. You can follow us at bisontrades, at Dorian_W with the 3 because your boy is cultured. You got at JoeSol 212. Joe's doing Web 2 stuff right now again, which this is a good time to do it right now. Like we said, a lot happening in the market. Still feels like nothing at the same time. So if we're going to get our Web 2 stuff in order, if we're going to work on Heist and Cyber Samurai's new collection, we need a little time off. So we're going to take a little break just for a little bit. We will be back. We're not rugging the show or anything like that. We'll be coming back, but just we need a mental break.
Yes. And there will be content coming out on YouTube, whether that be shorts, videos. It's like, so during that break, there will be stuff coming out.
Yes. So we will have stuff coming out, but until then, we're just going to take just a breather and then we'll be back. So seriously, we do appreciate you guys. You guys mean the world to us. We would not have the show without you guys. Please, if you can do us a favor, hit that subscribe button down below, hit the little bell notification, and get notified whenever we release any sort of content, whether it's shorts, lives, just short videos, anything like that. We will drop them. And then if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, which I've been terrible about uploading to, I just realized I did not upload last week's episode. I don't think it all blends together. Please leave us a review because it helps tremendously. Just reach out the show. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on Thursday for the next episode of RareFUD Radio.